I was invited over to a client's office to film some B-roll and capture some photos, so I thought I'd take along the new MacBook Air M2 along for the ride, so when they see me pull this out, they know I mean business and professional. It was a busy day, and as I looked around the room, I started to see that everyone had their Apples out, and a lot of them were MacBook Airs, the last generation's MacBook Airs. This guy even had a very first generation MacBook Air still rocking when they used to give you an SD card reader. Wasn't that nice of them? And that goes to show a lot about the durability of these computers, and if you take care of it, these lower level Macs are so good now that this is really all you need if you're just using the internet to crank out your work, using Zoom, Microsoft, social networking stuff. You really just need a zippy office computer with a nice screen, a good webcam, and this is it right here with the MacBook Air M2. All these nice upgrades coming from the MacBook Pros, and now this will crush your office work. So this new MacBook Air comes with a design that resembles the newer M1 MacBook Pro models. They have a boxier edge on the outside compared to the older style MacBook Airs with its more rounded wedge design and tapered edges. This newer version also has 20% less of the volume compared to the previous generation. So now it's even easier to carry around in your bag or your purse from meeting to meeting, hence the name Air. We all like pretty pictures and nice visuals, and now the new version has a new display which renders out 1 billion colors against the previous model that came in at just 16.7 million colors. When you're on your flight home from the conference or the business meeting, you pop open the MacBook Air, you can watch your movies, your TV shows, and they're gonna look great. It is just a really nice viewing experience when you're dealing with photos and any type of video editing stuff, and mainly photos just look really nice. I mentioned the importance of a webcam in the office today, and with all the Zoom calls we're doing, chattering going on online, you want to look good and you want something that you don't have to worry about. These new M2 Airs have the upgraded 1080p webcam, which is awesome. It looks really nice. Much better than the older generation 720p webcams. And these are the same webcams that are in the higher models of the MacBook Pros. Battery life on this is incredible. With this new MacBook Air, a full charge will get you 18 hours of use. I have barely had to charge this thing up at all. I'm using it 2-3 hours here, there. It's stayed on for like the last week. You also get an extra port for charging, which is nice because that was a problem with my older M1, is that whenever you had to charge, you had to give up one of your USB-C ports. So now you don't have to do that. They've also given you the nice new braided MagSafe cable, which I really like a bunch from my other MacBook. Doesn't get all kinked up, doesn't get bent out of shape. I'm very glad that Apple has made the move to these series of power adapters. You might as well get the double charging port while you're at it, which is handy when you need to charge multiple devices. Just give yourself some space for the future and make it easy on yourself. There's a touch button for all these work-related passwords, and that is a game changer for me. There are so many passwords that we need for work stuff. I am so thankful that there's just a little button right now. And speaking of the keyboard, it feels amazing. It looks just like my MacBook Pro. It's a real pleasure to type on. There are new color options, but I would recommend getting the silver color because all the other ones have really bad fingerprint problems, which could be embarrassing at the office. You don't want to pull out some grubby looking computer in front of everyone. Apple has a pretty nice smart keyboard and mouse that are in the black color right now. You can check out my review up here of it. I really enjoy it. It helps you stretch out. You're not all scrunched up using the laptop all day. So back in my client's office, I also noticed that everyone would always have a huge amount of tabs open in their browsers. When they would share their screen, you'd see all their history and all the tabs that were open. And so this is where some extra RAM is really gonna come in handy, because each one of those tabs that we need open for all this multitasking these days, each one of those tabs still takes up a little bit of your active memory in the form of RAM. So Apple's really good about getting you to pay more and more for these options, but I definitely think a bump up in RAM for $200. Up to 16 is gonna future-proof you for a long time. So if you're gonna be upgrading anything, I say upgrade the RAM as much as possible. Give yourself some room to grow. If you're into gaming, give yourself some room for gaming. If you wanna dabble in photo editing and making videos eventually, definitely boost that RAM. Even though you might not think you need that extra RAM today, if your idea is to keep this computer for the next 2, 3, 5 years, you might just want to future-proof yourself because all these apps and websites, they're all running so much memory now on your browser, and that's not going to stop. That's not going anywhere. Another thing is think of that money that you're spending as an easier way for you to make money with this machine coming forward. You're gonna be able to work faster, you're gonna be able to export faster. Your overall quality of life when your computer just runs flawlessly without any problems, that helps reduce a lot of stress, which science is showing adds years to your life. So do yourself a favor, spend a little extra dough, and get some room to grow for yourself. There's a reason why companies are buying 10, 20, 30 of these MacBook Airs at a time. These are for the office warriors. These are the ones who need to Zoom, who need apps open as fast as possible when it's time to go. These are the ones who are screenshotting, airdropping, emailing, slacking, sending IMs, and logging into meetings all day long. I know the feeling, and I know how nice it is when you have a fast computer. And I really think this is the tool that you need to crush all that office work. So I hope this helped you in your decision for your new work office laptop. The older M1 MacBooks are still around for now, but they will just be getting phased out. So if you need something immediately on a budget, definitely try and check out those before they're gone. If you're gonna be doing any photo or video editing for your job, definitely look at those 14-inch and 16-inch MacBook Pro options, because once you start boosting up the RAM and the SSDs to make this thing work for media creation stuff, you're getting into MacBook Pro territory. And there are just a lot of other upgrades that will help in that department, like a built-in SD card and way more cores for your graphics. And that's how Apple does it. They really know what we need and how to price all this stuff accordingly. So folks, I really need your support and help here on YouTube, so if you could do me a favor, please hit that subscribe button down below. That will help me get to a certain level of subscribers I need, which will make YouTube smile down on me in the form of the algorithm. All of you watching are super important to me, and this would really help me a bunch, so thank you for that. I hope to see you at the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.